third quarter is when you guys found both offense. Especially leading out there and have a nice lead going through.
I mean, when you hold a team like that to 21 points, that's you could just boil it down to that. Being able to play the kind of defense that we played against a really good team that's been playing really well. Consecutive stops, that's who we are. And they were switching a lot tonight. And so when you can get stops, you don't have to play in offensive sets, if you will. It allowed us to get out in transition. We scored 33 points. But I thought the guys tonight being able to play in different defenses, because Giannis he's just unreal with his ability to get to the basket and post up and just cause a lot of problems, double teams, all the stuff that he does. We had to change up our coverages a number of times in the second and third. And it allowed us to just give them some different looks. They missed some shots. There were some open looks that they missed. But I thought the mental toughness that our guys showed tonight was extraordinary, because in shoot around this morning, they were tired. I could see it on them. And the coaches affirmed it after the game. They told me, like, yeah, they were spent this morning from the road trip, getting in really early in the morning the day before. Your sleep is all messed up. That first game back is always a tough one. And then having Milwaukee sitting right there waiting on you. You have to mentally get yourself ready to play. And so I thought the mental stamina of our team and the third quarter allowed for us to, have a good night.
When you look at Ayton, and not only the night he had, offensively, people out there look at that.
Yeah.
There was stretches defensively where he forced Giannis.
Yeah.
Tough shots, and he was tired at times, but gutted through it.
Yeah, he wanted to come out one time, and I just gave him the look, like, thankfully that there was a dead ball timeout, so he got like a 3-minute rest, and that helped us. But he's had a really good week, playing against Joel and playing him the way he did and getting the win in Philly. And then you wake up 2 days later and you got Giannis at your doorstep. That's a big time week for DA. And then offensively, I thought he was pretty dominant in the paint. His ability to, seal and get to his jump hook. His rebounding is always something that we can rely on. But I thought his seals tonight were about as good as he's ever been since I've been here.
Monty, when it becomes clear for the offense that Deandre has the matchup inside of the ball, tries to get to him, it just seems like there's such a big improvement in the last year getting the ball there. Can you speak on that and what you saw from that tonight?
I just think a ton of work with Mark Bryant. It does help when you have Chris helping you with angles of the screens and that kind of thing. And then the shooting around him. You can't play in that environment if you don't have guys who can knock down shots that, keep the floor space, so he has a lot of room to punish a smaller guy. It worked for us tonight, but I think his ability to continue to grow as a player. Our first year here, we didn't see that. And now he's starting to understand that, that jump hook in the paint, or just powering over people, is a lot better than fading away. He can make that shot, the fade, but when you have a small down there and you can just put him in the basket, it's a productive play for us. And for me, to flatten out the defense, when you throw it down there to a big, the defense gets flattened out. Sometimes when you get caught up in just jacking up jump shots and you miss, those long rebounds turn into transition. And so I think his ability to post up like that, it's a double advantage for us, because he flattens out the defense.
Last year, you didn't have the alternative options to throw at Giannis like you did with Bismack tonight. What did you think of him in that role?
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing was JaVale was just about winning. When I didn't put him back in the game, he was like, "Great, coach." He understood what we were trying to do. We just felt like Biz was a better matchup against Giannis because of his ability to put the ball down against a bigger guy. And that gave us a chance to, spell DA for a little bit. But like I said in the pregame, great players, if you give them the same look the whole game, they're going to kill you. And so we had to change up bodies, change up defenses. We went zone a number of times tonight. Maybe that helped. I'll look at the film and get more clarity on that. But Biz really helped us tonight. His ability to, stay in front and be physical in the paint is huge because Giannis is, he's one of the most unique players I've ever seen.
You talked in the pregame about that human side of a matchup. Does this win help confidence?
Confidence, yeah, but they're the defending champs. We still hurt. But from a confidence standpoint, for sure, I think it was a big game for us. I can admit it now. I think you circle games. I'm sure they have it circled when we go up there. It's just the competitive nature that we all have. But I do feel like, when you win against a really good team like that, it does build confidence.
It's kind of hard to believe how much DA has progressed in their 2.5 years, just from that. He's already been physically gifted. But he was just from a mental standpoint, understanding matchups, seals, those type of things. I mean, he just doesn't seem to have as many off nights anymore.
Well, all of our guys put a ton of work in. You're right, he has grown. From day one till now, it's not a totally different player, just an improved player, but he's put the work in. And, he still has a ways to go. He would admit that. We just like where he's headed. And that's a weapon for us when we don't have to rely on, Chris and Book. The other night it was Mikal. Tonight it was DA. I think that's the advantage that we have on our team. Different guys can step up and make plays and help us win. But you're right. DA's come a long ways, but I think he'd be the first to tell you that he's got a ways to go.
So how would you just assess the offense overall in the sense that you guys got 68 points in the paint? Remember, at finals they might flip. Had that number. It looked like guys were getting buckets off cut.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. What do you think of this offense?
Well, offensively, to have 35 assists and 8 turnovers, that's an unreal ratio. But then we talked about that first pass out of the switch. They would switch and then we'd kick it and then that guy would drive it. We had a number of those tonight where we got to the paint. That helped. And then, DA and JaVale and Biz in the paint tonight were huge. So that allowed for a number of paint points.
Obviously, tonight you played for a championship. Going back to the question about confidence, just seeing tonight's win in the 13th consecutive sellout, just how special was this win for you?
Well, every win is special for me because they're hard to get. To win in this league, everything that goes into it, preparation, players committing to a game plan, players making plays. I've just been around long enough to know I can't take one win for granted. And it's fun for us as a staff and organization, but really fun for our fans. And we enjoy, doing it here at home. So that's pretty cool.
Monty, when Ish comes in like that,
Yeah.
is that one of those moments you relish as a coach where he's earned the right to step in those kinds of moments?
That's a tough deal when I don't believe I played him in the first half. When you throw him in the third quarter and the guy's ready to play, it speaks not only to the work that he puts in, but the mentality to stay ready and know that when your number's called, you have to produce. And so, yeah, as a coach, to be able to throw a guy in the game like that and have him be productive and help you win is pretty cool because he doesn't know when his name is going to be called. And when I look down there, he's always looking, and that's a hard position to be in. You have to be mentally strong to sit over there for that long and wait. And then when you do get called, go out there and try to have some success. And he did that tonight.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the first game this year where the opponent has fouled you guys to get you guys to the free throw line. What was going through your head when that started happening?
Just make one. That's the analytics say if you can make one of those, you're in good shape. I think somebody else did it to us a few games ago, but Kev and I, when we were in Philly, we dealt with that in Philly. And the analytics say if you just make one, you're okay. And so the other compliment to that was it allowed for us to rest. And Chris and Jay and all of our guys got a chance to sit on the bench for a few more minutes. So it's not comfortable. I'm not going to sit here and say like I was okay with it. I guess that's the human side coming out of me. But the analytics say if you can just make one of those, you're okay.
There were a couple of stretches in the game where you had 4 bench guys on the court with and the Bucks came back with their big 3 or 4
Yeah.
of their starters or 4 of their starters. And the team held the lead after having the past week of losing, the lead against Washington and a tough ending against Chicago.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
I just, in those moments, like the Washington game and the Chicago game, you feel like you have enough buffer to win the game. It's not comfortable, but what you're trying to do is get your starters rest and hope you can play a lot better than we did. Tonight, we played better. And I think as a coach, my job is to give confidence. And sometimes I may take a risk here and there. I'm not as comfortable, but I think it's my job to give our guys confidence. And if I snatch them all the time, I don't know if that breeds confidence. It's not always, textbook, but I'm just thankful they played well tonight because you're right. The Chicago and Washington game, that wasn't an ideal ending to those games. But I think as those lineups progress and spend more time on the floor, it just builds confidence.
You said that before the game was more than just a good test. You guys met that test.
I think we did well. We played well. For it to be a regular season game in February, we still a work in progress, still building. And just trying to make sure our habits stay there.
Curious in terms of what you thought of Ayton in terms of not only just scoring, but he had stretches where he defended Giannis really well in the second half.
DA was the reason we won this game, both offensively and defensively. Both of our teams know each other really well, obviously after the finals last year. But I think DA's presence in the lane, not only scoring, but kicking the ball out, making the right plays, he was huge tonight.
This was your 500th career double-double. Is it kind of hard to believe you're reaching these sort of numbers? I mean, that's 6.5 seasons with double-double straight.
Dang, I didn't think about it like that. Tell you, man, I didn't play so long that when I hear them things, I'm one of the people that I can only think of. A lot of times I can only remember all the games I missed. You know what I mean? To the surgeries and the injuries and all that stuff, man. But it's a blessing. I'm grateful that I still get a chance to play, and not just play, but I feel like I play at a high level every night. So it's cool.
Chris, when Deandre gets those switches, how much have you seen that link improve compared to the start of last season?
Man, you should have heard. He was just in the locker room talking about it. I think that's the coolest part of when you get a chance to build things together, with teammates and as a team. It's taken us a while to get here, and we still got a ways to go. But the building part is cool because, last year, DA, I'd say this, hit the ball something, and he, come on, see, what? And then, during the game tonight, he was like, talk to me, see, talk to me, so it's cool when you get to build like that with good guys.
Monty said you guys were just rolling through a lot of different defensive looks to throw out Milwaukee. How have you seen this group even last year just succeed in those situations when you guys want to throw after things in offense?
I think the thing is also having the ultimate confidence in our coaching staff. Regardless whether or not at times over the years, whether you agree with a game plan or whatnot, you still got to go out there and try to execute it. But being with this staff has been really cool because everything is a discussion, you know what I mean? And it don't even have to be, but the ultimate confidence that I think that we have in our staff, us as a team, the way we communicate, it's not always going to be right. We may lose a few more games the rest of the season, but everybody's heart's in the right place.
You guys were plus 18 in points in the paint, out rebounded them won the second chance points. How big of a difference does it make having, Bismarck and JaVale backing up DA when he plays like that?
I mean, that's huge. That's huge. I mean, we down Dario, down Frank, so we need those bigs, especially against Giannis and the way he's coming downhill the guys. But, that was one game, and I think for us, it was more so about making sure we continue to play the right way.
You mentioned saying just one game, but they have these 3 consecutive ones against Chicago, Philly, and Milwaukee. They were able to finish that out.
Oh yeah.
3 wins. What's to say about it?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's cool, but man, I'm so big picture. When you get to the playoffs, it ain't like that. You can game plan for different teams every night, but when you get to the playoffs, it's the same team. You got to beat that team 4 out of 7. So we're just trying to make sure we got the right habits.
Chris, from your experience over the years, how great is it for those moments where Ish gets thrown into the third quarter, a moment that he's deserved, and to see him ready for it?
It's great. I'm just talking to him about it too. To see where Ish came from, you know what I mean? The NFL, and to be out here and not only be a great addition to our team, but he's just a great guy, like a solid guy who you just want to see everything good happen to him. And his effort is contagious, and the way he plays and whatever minutes. If coach called him out there for 10 seconds, he's going to play the same way. And you got to respect that.
Because I know you talked before the game about being locked into the game, but now the game is over. You think about bringing in Torrey, trading away Jalen and adding Holiday and Wade Nader. How do you wrap that around?
Yeah, I didn't know about the Dooley thing till like right before the game. Sticks, man, we text back and forth. I'm gonna miss him. When you're on a team like this, it's how it was last year with LG and all them different guys. Etuan. Every time you lose a guy on a team like this, it's tough. Especially Sticks, man. He's been amazing since he got here. As a rookie. And but T. Craig is one of us. When we played him, he was with the Pacers. Damn near passed him the ball because he thought he was with us. But it's good to have him back with us, man. He knows what the culture's like here. He's gonna come in, like he never left. And then to get Aaron Holiday, who we done played a couple times this year, picking me up full court, who I watched him for a long time because he was in LA at Campbell Hall. But he's just a solid player, man. Works hard, plays hard, and he comes from that Holiday crew, so he's solid.
When we talked earlier about the All-Star break, when you have a DA that has the issues with extension from early in the season and not being in the All-Star game, do you use those as a motivational factor when he goes up against a guy like Giannis and get in that mind?
I don't know. You gotta ask him. You know what I mean? I think for us, we're not thinking about that or worried about that. We concentrating on each game at a time. Everybody on our team is competitive.
I know when you talked to you were like about when you discussed that with you got him in mind his face talking to one opinion, so that's why.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that. I mean, that stuff is what it is. If you hoop and play, everything will take care of itself. And I think he probably understands that.
Okay. The game. How are you feeling about the way you guys play tonight? Get this win?
We played good, man. We played hard. Played for the whole 48. It was gonna be a tough team. We just kept grinding and kept finding a way. And we've that fourth quarter, the third or fourth kind of put us away a little bit, but we just kept playing, man, kept fighting.
How much was early in the game just emotions because fouls were getting called and guys were kind of reacting? How much did you guys have to maybe get over that kind of stuff and get locked in the game?
Yeah, we just had to just go hoop. And I think Jay said it. He's just like, I'm done talking to him. I'm just going, I'm done with the officials, this and that. And I'm like, good, And that's what we did. We just kept fighting. It's going to be tough. Free throws, Giannis shot 14, but he's a problem and it's tough to guard him, and strong and he goes downhill and, some calls I think they probably shouldn't have called, but the other ones is tough, man. He's a really tough player. We just had to do a better job of showing hands and stuff like that. But happy we got the win.
What do you think of the job that DA did? Obviously, he's had some big tests this week with Joel and then Giannis tonight.
It's tough, but that's what we want out of DA, and doing that, and also going 12 for 14 on the other end is just crazy. So him doing on both ends is what we've been asking for him from years now, and he's just keep getting better every day, every year, and it shows.
On that one that you had, internet's already blowing up. I gotta clarify. Are you saying he mad or lean back?
Oh no, I think I said get it back because I missed 2 threes. I missed I think Cam got the old board off I missed 3 or something. That's when I cut. So I was looking at C Payne, and I told him trust me, I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get my 3 points the hard way.
You talked about, James talking to the refs and everything like that, and I'm always just kind of interested. You almost never talk to the refs. Why is that? Like, why are you, or maybe you talk more than I think, like.
I don't know. I just feel like if it's something serious and they have to look at and watch out, I'll tell them. But other than that, they got a tough job already, man. Their job is tough. They call the right foul, somebody's going to complain. So, it's tough on them. But I think just going to Nova, remind me wearing this, but going to Nova and stuff like that, just kind of never leaning into that, to the refs. That coach always said, let him handle the refs. So when he gets fired up and gets text, it kind of gets us going because he takes that tech and we don't. So that's where I got it from.
Mikal, can you tell us a bit about just the synergy you guys had defensively when Monty and the coaching staff want to use a couple of different defensive looks? That's something Monty said you guys did tonight.
Yeah, do a couple looks. Obviously how great Giannis is. Just give him a couple looks at him, mixing it up. I think zone helped us as well, but just switching coverages with Jay and DA, Cam, Biz, JaVale, everybody. So I think coaches did a great job with the scout report and everything like that.
Is that something where continuity helps so much compared to last year when you guys would do that and throw multiple defenses in?
Yeah, I think it just helps that we got another year on our belt, and coach trusts us, and we trust coach on his decisions. So yeah, I think that's what it is.
It's just a regular season game, but do you feel like in this game you showed you have more answers for the Bucks than you did last year as far as bigs and more continuity and all?
I don't know. I think we beat them twice last year in the regular season, so it's just it's just the playoffs and especially finals are different. So I got nothing to say. We just play harder tonight. Got next one on Saturday.
But tonight, though, just overall, how do you feel about how the team played overall? You guys, third quarter was huge, obviously. You guys really get it out.
Yeah, comfortable win, but we try not to get comfortable. C was emphasizing the whole game. Don't celebrate after your shots. Get your ass back on D. He exhausts that the whole night, and that's just something. That's just finals and playoffs mentality where you can't really get happy on the farm. You're in the middle of war. And, them guys have the upper hand on us, what happened last season. But at the same time, we got to handle business and show the league and everybody else that we a different team.
And in terms of this, I'm sorry, in terms of your defense on Giannis, and they got a couple fouls called, but then you stuck with it.
Of course, it's all about adjustment. I wanted to see how the physicality was going to be early. At the end of the day, I wanted to hit first, and that's what I did. And I already knew what our coverages was going to be from the get-go, so I had confidence in my guys that the shifts and the court would shrink a little bit on them. And at the same time, they still trust me, and they're still in steal out. So it was all around a good defensive game for us, and just attacking their reds. Their switches on the offensive end and making them work a little bit.
Coach was saying that in the third quarter, he saw you a little gas and was like waved you off.
Yeah, he waved me off when I called for one. I couldn't believe it. It gave me Sean Miller vibes. when I was back in U of A. I'm like, yo, he did that to me. But luckily, it was immediate timeout. So I needed that one. I needed that immediate timeout so I could catch my breath. But yeah, coach was into it. He seen that I was rolling. He's like, I'm not taking you out. You got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just the trust he has in me, and I respect it.
On that lob that you got, Chris and Giannis there, how nice was that?
You know, CP always sees play. You know, I was coach of ATO play, but you know, C is a great passer, and you know, we just got to go get it and finish it.
Deandre, there have been moments over the past couple of years where you're getting those switches and the connectivity was just a little bit off, whether it was the pass not looking or the
Yeah.
not being there. Tonight it was great. I mean,
Yeah.
what have you seen in terms of improvement for yourself and the team in that connection moment?
Last year, that was one of the things I was not just, I don't know, I should say exhausting, you know, just constantly putting my body on them dudes when they switch and just, you know, not letting them off the hook. And, you know, that's what I'm starting to realize this season. And, you know, coming in, I said I wanted to be more of a threat. I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that, because I already got the defensive end. I already understand all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's second nature. But this offensive end, helping my guys out, get X possessions, crashing the glass, you know, just getting easy hook shots down low, taking advantage of the mismatches. That's the main thing that I've been wanting to try to emphasize throughout this, you know, season, especially when we play against good teams when they switch.
Ever since Chris got here, you talked about trust a lot.
Mhm.
Is that an example for you where like the trust is there?
Most def.
You know, and I like-
Most def. Even when I yelled at him on one, you know, he was waiting for a flash, but you know, it's just called for the ball. You know, and you know, that was just, you know, he had a mismatch, a big was on him, and I had a small on me, but you know, I wanted that thing. And you know, CB trust me. You know I've been working on that. But make sure I make the shot and get back, because he got on me when I kind of celebrated the hook shot. He got on me at the time I was saying get back. But yeah, it's just all about the trust, and you know, CP will definitely put you in positions, you know, where he trusts you.
I remember in your rookie year, like during shoot arounds, you'd be excited because it was like, I'm playing Marcus Hole this night and Steve Adams the next night.
Yeah.
How was it to get Joel and Giannis?
Yeah. You know me, I love competing, man. If they the best, I want to be in front of them, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna test it out. And you know, it's just my team in general just giving me the confidence to guard these dudes, man. It's just not all me. You know, them dudes just talking to me and, you know, telling me they got my shifts or send them here DA, and, you know, them coming to double team here and there, frustrating them guys and making them superstars work. So, you know, it's a blessing, you know. And it's just going out there knowing that you have people that you could trust, especially, you know, when there's superheroes, you know, you got to guard.
You guys won the battle of points to paint, second chance points on the glass. I mean, how big is it to have guys like Ismail and JaVale?
Man, I wish this was last season. I needed it last season, but you know, I'm glad we got it now. But yeah, this is the thing we've been trying to emphasize, you know, me being the only big last year, and now I got pieces where if I get in foul trouble early, or, you know, I'm just not having that game. You know, I got dudes that could back me up, you know, and I could just sit and learn the older guys and see how they adjust, and you know, they give me pointers and stuff like that, and it's just real fun. I feel like I got a lot. I got a lot of powers.
Just want to get your thoughts on Torrey Craig.
Oh man, my man Tori's back. I can't believe it. I'm very happy. Gotta send him a text right after this, man. And you know, he's a real funny guy. But yeah, we love Torrey here.
Chris said he almost threw the ball in Indiana, just like.
Oh yeah.
Just one of your guys.
Most def.
Is that feeling still there?
Yes, man. I think Torrey Craig came down here. I think he's the only player on a different team that came into our locker room. Just, what up, y'all? And he was like, bro, you trying to fight, bro? You know, but yeah, just stuff like that, you know, just welcoming, you know, it was cool vibes.
Obviously, you know, Jalen took some stuff from you and learned some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I missed that, yeah. Jalen Smith, I think as a team, we helped that dude like love the game. You know, not to say that he didn't love the game, but express it in a way where everybody can see it. You know, this league, not everybody knows each other, but word goes around. And, you know, we just sit down and break down to him and tell him, like, you're going to have to, like, come with a certain approach to this game, you know, that everybody is used to seeing, you know, especially as a young dude, you're going to have to be the first one here, first one there, you know, and you're going to have to be very respectful respectable on all boards, on all across the board. So, just taking that with him and having the type of energy that we gave him and the type of gratitude we gave him, hopefully he could just take that with him wherever he's at, take it up in Indiana and, just show those dudes how to do it. I mean, he was a really lucky rookie to just, get in the league and been around a winning legacy early, organization that been through it and, been through the disappointments, been through the shades and, him coming in and getting that experience and, just seeing how far it really do go in the NBA is big time. Because I can remember like yesterday, I only won 19 games.
We can ask me, when I say 45-10.
45-10. Oh, that's our record? That's insane. That's insane.
Do you still think back to a couple of years ago with those numbers now, or are you just kind of used to like the status?
It's still because we're human. There's a point in time where we say, dang, 45-10. I remember we were the only team that had 9 losses, and but when you remember just 2 years back, you was the worst team in the dang league. And that motivation keeps you there, and that humility and just staying humble and hungry. It's there for sure. It just sparks right back up. It's like, don't forget where you came from. So yeah.